She walks through spring like sunlight in a second-hand dress. Soft fairy catching air like it remembers other dances, other streets, other decades. There's Motown floating from a cafe door. Warm voices stacking harmony, singing about love like it's a destination you can actually reach. She smiles and the sidewalk brightens. Even the pigeons sing choreograph. Spring writes its autograph on everything. Chalk-colored skies, fresh paint on old buildings. The smell of coffee and flowers, negotiating the same breeze that follow at a distance, not to possess, to witness the way she tilts her head to the rhythm, the way her shadow dances before she goes. The city takes pictures around her. Cars sound softer, voices round now, like records played too often to be sure. I swear for a moment time agrees to behave, and we all living inside the photograph that forgot to fade. She stops and a poster, sun in her hair, and the light doesn't festoon extends. Chooses her as its home. I wanna tell her you are the song swing keeps replaying, but some truths are better left as music unspoken and understood. The signal changes, she walks, and the day walks with her, rhythmic, easy, alive. I stand there smiling because beauty doesn't last to be owned. Only notice The flowers wait for the bloom. They don't open to silence. They listen for rhythm, for intention, for truth. Morning arrives like a backup singer, already knowing the part. I hum low every day. The song forms around my grave. The flowers wait for the cool, and so the ride. I used to bloom too early, too early. Mistook for music, music. Now I let the bass settle to my lips. Let the drums teach my pulse how to trust again. I sing the line, soft and stronger. The flowers wait for the bloom, and I am learning how. Spring watches from the doorway, smiles, doesn't rush me. Every verse returns unchanged, and somehow that changes everything. The room walks, vinyl crackles, time loosens its skin. This is not build-up, this is not build-up. This is arrival, this is arrival. I repeat the chorus until it stops being words and becomes a play. The flowers wait for the groove. Ooh, I'll wait too. Petals open, slow on purpose. No applause, no ending, just stayed inside the song. Long enough to bloom honestly. Let it loose, let it leave, let it hold, let it hold the bright thoughts, because spring doesn't bloom fast, it blooms true. There was a day I noticed I was no longer surviving. I was living, not loudly, not in fireworks, but in the quiet way roots claim earth. I woke without checking for pain first, and the absence of ache felt suspicious. Like calm water after years of storm, I sat there waiting for grief to return like an old landlord. But it didn't.
Only morning,
Only light
spilling across the floor,
without agenda,
and I
stepped into it carefully, as if joy might break. But joy ain't stronger than sorrow ever did. I walked outside, and the city was happening without reference to my history. Cars moved, birds argued, a stranger laughed into their phone. And I realized life had kept going, not to abandon me, but to carry me. I had been walking inside it the whole time, even when I thought I was standing still. Every breath, a small decision to continue. Every step, a vote for presence. I touched a tree like it was proof. Solid, unapologetic, alive, and something inside me aligned. I am still here, not as leftover, as participant. The life I kept walking into was not replacement. It was extension of everything I had lost, and everything I could still become.
I am not before tragedy,
I am not after tragedy. I am with it, woven into a larger pattern that keeps unfolding. I carry love like a compass, not pointing backward, pointing outward, toward mornings
I have not seen,
toward voices I have not heard,
toward versions of me
still forming.
I am not late,
I am arriving
exactly as I am,
into a life that never stopped inviting me. And I am finally answering yes. The night kept your shade long after you left. I swear the darkness curved like your shoulders against the wall, and I walked into it thinking for one reckless second you came back, but it was only shadow. Learning your language, even absence imitates you. The bed remembers the geography of us, a warm hollow where my hand still travels out of habit, searching, finding nothing, and still not believing it. I turn slowly, like if I move gently enough, reality won't notice and undo itself. But the sheets stay cold, honest, cruel, precise. I didn't know silence had weight until tonight pressed it onto my chest, and breathing became work. Every object in this room has chosen your side, the chair, where you laugh, the window waits for your reflection. The air refuses to change. It is a conspiracy of memory, and I am outnumbered. The clock keeps ticking like it's proud of surviving us. Each second a small betrayal. How dare time continue without permission? I sit up and the darkness sits with me, a witness that doesn't blink. I say your name once, quiet, and the sound breaks before it reaches the wall. Fragile thing, it falls to the floor and stays there. I don't pick it up. Some grief should be left where it lands. The night kept your shape so perfectly, I start speaking to it, telling it the things I rehearsed all day. How I almost texted, how I didn't, how that felt like heroism and cowardice at the same time. You would laugh at that. God, I miss your laugh. It used to rearrange my bones into something lighter. Now my body is architecture after the fire, standing but changed. I lie back down inside your outline, a ghost trying to borrow warmth, and for a moment half asleep, half broken. I feel you, not real, not touch, but the memory of touch, and it is enough to undo me. I cry without sound because even my voice is tired. The night keeps listening, it holds me like you used to, and I hate it for being good at it. Morning will come like an apology that fixes nothing. Light will erase your shadow from the wall, and everyone will say, I survived. But they won't see the part of me still lying here inside the shape you left, loving you in the dark where the night still knows your name. Morning drops its needle on the day, and spring starts to play. Soft drums like footsteps in a quiet hallway, a bass line stretching after a long sleep. The city wakes politely, windows open one by one, like mouths learning to smile again. I make coffee and let the light sit with me. No agenda, just warmth. Flowers don't rush this year, they bloom like they learned. Patience from heartbreak. Even the breeze moves with intention, touching but not staying. I think about how love used to feel when songs were shorter but meant forever, when holding hands was enough to change the future. Spring doesn't promise that, it promises presence, and that feels more honest. The vinyl pop's tiny imperfections prove something real is happening. I breathe in, and the day breathes back, slow, gentle, alive.
Spring blooms, not to impress, but to remind life still wants to dance, even after silence. And today I let it spin. I let it spin. Spring keeps breathing my name, like it's afraid I might forget who I am. Every morning it says it again, through light, through leaves, through streets that forgive my footsteps. I wake up not because the world is loud, but because the silence finally trusts me. The air moves slow, like an old record finding its center. No rush, no warning, just truth arriving on time. I hum along before I know the melody. My body remembers what my mind misplaced. Spring keeps breathing my name in languages older than worry. I walk past windows holding other lives, and none of them ask me to hurry. Singers who've done this 1,000 seasons. They know when to rise, when to rest, when to repeat. So I let the chorus come back again and again and again. Spring keeps breathing my name. I let it stay. Let it stay. Every repetition softens something I used to protect. Every note stretches time instead of breaking it. The drums barely touch the moment, just enough to keep it alive. How to speak kindly to myself. It doesn't argue, it doesn't explain. It just returns like love that matured instead of leaving. So I stay inside the long part, inside the middle, inside the becoming. Spring keeps breathing my name. I am still here, I am still here. Let the song breathe Vinyl sunrise never hurries. It knows I'll arrive. Ooh. The needle drops and the day exhales. No big moment, just warmth, find a mission. Ooh. I sing the first line, soft, almost unfinished, because this song doesn't need to be strong. It needs to be honest. Vinyl sunrise never hurries. It lets the room wake up. Ooh. Coffee cools, light spreads, dust dances like it's been rehearsing. The bass walks slow, steady, faithful, like a heart that learned endurance. So I repeat the verse, not because I forgot, but because I believe it more each time. Vinyl sunrise never hurries, neither do I. Spring listens from the windowsill. Now it's once approving. Ooh. The flowers don't bloom yet, they wait until the music means it. I sing again, same words, deeper breath. Let the minutes stretch, let the song stay open. This is not a performance, this is a dwelling. Vinyl sunrise never hurries, it stays with me. The chorus comes back, gentle, unchanged, and somehow that saves me. No climax, no escape, just staying long enough to heal. I let the final notes fade slow on purpose. Ooh. Because some mornings don't need endings, don't need it. They need, don't need it. Presence. We breathe and the universe moves with us, slow and faithful, like it has been waiting for our rhythm to lead. I didn't know two lungs could rewrite the sky, but every inhale we share pulls the stars closer. They flicker like they're listening. Your hand in mine is a quiet command to the chaos, and the chaos obeys. It softens, it kneels, it becomes background. All the sharp corners of the day round themselves when you touch me, like the world is embarrassed by its own noise. Stay here in this gentle gravity where nothing falls without being caught, where even silence has a heartbeat. I count it not with numbers, but with feeling. Each pulse, a promise that presence is stronger than fear. a space so wide it feels eternal, and yet it fits perfectly inside this room. Your eyes close and I watch dreams begin forming behind them, like weather too beautiful to predict. I guard that softness with my voice, singing low, so the night doesn't forget to be kind. If storms exist, they are far from here. If sorrow calls, it loses our address, because we are hidden in plain love, a shelter built from attention, and attention is indestructible. I press my forehead to yours and feel thoughts synchronized, two minds choosing peace at the same time. Do you know how rare that is? How miraculous that we found the same quiet in a loud world. We breathe and the universe moves with us, not because we control it, but because we finally stopped fighting it, and in surrender we discovered harmony. Not the dramatic kind, not fireworks, but the steady glow of existence agreed upon by two hearts beating without argument. If tomorrow comes, let it come gently. It will find us already singing, already aligned with something larger than clocks, larger than fear, larger than endings. A song that does not try to escape time, a song that becomes time and carries us inside it, unbroken, unhurried, together. We fell into a silence that could hold the ocean, and somehow it held us too. No splash, no warning, just a gentle surrender into depth where sound turns into light, and light turns into feeling. I don't know how long we've been here. Time does us a lie at this altitude of closeness. It thins out, it forgets its measurements. Your forehead rests against mine, and the world slides out of focus like a painting that realizes it is no longer needed. Everything essential is already here. The warmth between bricks, the shown electricity, could live an entire lifetime inside this hall. Built cities from heartbeats, life histories in the space between our hands, and never feel unfinished. We fell without fear, because your eyes told me the landing would be soft, and you were right. I'll ride in your arms again, and each time it feels like the best home ever discovered. Ice and storms rehearse. Thank God, we are underwater in a quiet and cannot enter. Even thunder loses its voice down here. I hear only the tide of your breathing pulling me closer. Here they say, the river older than doubt. I met you without trying, and suddenly we are one way, moving through a sea with no shore. If this is falling, let me fall forever, not toward an ending, but toward expansion. A widening circle of trust, and keeps opening and opening until I forget where I end and you begin. And the forgetting is beautiful. When we finally speak our voices, we'll carry song and starlight through that we traveled somewhere deep, and we turn not broken but shining. We fell into a silence that could hold the ocean, and the ocean langed our names and sang them very softly, so softly. The sound is still echoing inside me now. up. Old, we arrive. One soft year at a time. Like pages turning themselves while we were busy living. There was no ceremony for the first gray hair. No trumpet for the lines beside your mouth. They appeared quietly, like signatures, time left to prove we stayed. I remember when your hands were restless,
Always reaching,
always running.
running.
Now they move with intention. And when they hold mine, it is not hunger,
It is knowledge.
they know exactly where to rest. We built a life so gradually,
We almost miss.
its construction. A chair, a table, shared jokes, worn into the wall.
Arguments that taught us
The architecture of forgiveness. Love changed shape without asking permission. It stopped burning and began glowing steady, like a lamp left on for years. Not dramatic, indispensable. There are nights we sit without speaking, and the silence is full, not empty, full of memory of every version of us still living inside the room. The young ones
laughing,
the scared ones holding hands, the brave ones choosing to stay again
and again.
I look at your face and see a map. Every line a place we survived, every shadow a storm we outlived. And I would not erase a single mark. They are the evidence of devotion.
Written in skin,
People think passion dies. They are wrong. It transforms, it becomes the way you hand me a cup without asking. The way I reach for your sleeve in a crowd. The way our bodies still turn toward each other in sleep.
like magnets.
Too familiar to resist.
We did not stay,
Because it was easy.
we stayed.
Because we learned love is a craft. And we practiced until it felt like breathing. Now time walks beside us, visible.
Honest,
And instead of fear, I feel gratitude. We were allowed to witness this becoming two strangers slowly edited into family, into home, into history. One day, one of us will walk ahead. That is the rule of being human. But even then, I believe the air will remember how we filled it. With decades of choosing, choosing, choosing. Until choice became nature, and nature became love. We did not chase forever, we built it
quiet,
and lived inside it without noticing. We had grown old together. to love in the space between goodbye. Not before, not after, but inside the trembling second, where voices crack and hands hesitate. You stood there outlined by leaving, and I memorized you like a final page I wasn't allowed to keep. The air was heavy with unsentences, all the things we swallowed to stay gentle, because love sometimes chooses silence over survival.
I smile like the brave do when they're breaking.
You smiled back like someone holding glass inside their chest.
We learn to love
In restraint, in the discipline of not reaching, even when every nerve was screaming, stay, stay, stay. Your name sat on my tongue like a prayer I didn't dare release, because prayers have consequences. And I was afraid the universe might listen. So we stood two statues, pretending to be human, breathing carefully as if oxygen might betray us. I watched your eyes practice distance, watch warmth pack its bags slowly, politely, like it didn't want to wake the room. Ooh, there is a cruelty in gentle endings. They don't shatter, they dissolve. And you only realize you're drowning when the water is already inside you. We learn to love without future tense, every word spoken like a fragile object. Handle with care, do not drop, do not hope. Hope was the forbidden fruit and we were starving. I wanted to touch your face and rewrite the law of this moment, but my hands stayed loyal to gravity and hung at my sides. Good citizens of loss, when you turn, the room tilted. Not dramatically, not enough for anyone else to notice, just enough to rearrange minds, internal weather. You walked away and the sound was small, soft footsteps closing a cathedral. I stood inside the echo and loved you there, in the space you left, because love doesn't need permission to remain. It grows in absence like roots finding water in the dark. We learn to love in goodbye, and somehow that love is still breathing, still walking beside me, invisible, faithful, a quiet companion made of memory and unfinished songs. And if I close my eyes, I can still feel the second before you left, stretching forever There is a life after this one. I know it, not from religion, but from the way love refuses to behave like matter. Matter ends. Love migrates, it moves through time like a traveler who never unpacks. When I think of you, I don't think finished. I think relocated. You are not gone, you are ahead in a room I haven't entered yet. Sometimes in dreams I visit. We sit without surprise as if distance was a rumor. You pour tea. I tell you everything, the days, the weather, the small victories. The way I learned to live with your absence. And you listen. The same way you always did. Completely. When I wake, the grief returns, but softer. Like a coat I know how to wear. 'Cause I have proof somewhere beyond this solid texture of bone and clock. We are still in conversation. The universe is too vast for endings. Energy transforms, stars collapse into brilliance. Why should love be smaller than a star? I walk through my days like a messenger, collecting stories to bring you luck. The tree we planted is taller.
Look,
I am still laughing.
look,
I survived another winter. Every joy is a letter addressed to our reunion. I don't rush toward death. Don't misunderstand. I am faithful to living because living is the bridge that carries me closer.
step by step
To wherever you are. And if there is no after, if this is all a beautiful accident, then loving you was still worth the entire universe. Because eternity already happened when we existed at the same time in the same room breathing. That is infinity compressed. And I lived inside it. I am not cheated, I am crowned with memory. But I believe in continuation. I believe souls are stubborn. I believe connection is a law, stronger than decay. So I speak to you like a traveler calling ahead. Save me a seat, I'm coming. Not soon, not yet. I still have mornings to witness, music to hear. People to love in your honor. But when I arrive, and I will recognize your presence. The way I did the first time, without effort, without doubt. And we will sit and compare our journeys and laugh at how afraid we were of a door that only led back to each other. We did not meet like strangers. We met like memory, like something ancient recognizing itself through new faces. The room was ordinary, walls, light, people speaking. But when your eyes found mine, time hesitated, not stopping, just listening, as if the universe leaned closer to confirm. Yes, these two. I felt no shock, no fireworks, only a calm so precise. It frightened me, the calm of arrival. After a journey I didn't remember taking, you smiled, and it carried a familiarity without history. My chest answered before my mind. Oh, there you are. I didn't think it, I knew it. The way oceans know the pull of the moon without explanation. We spoke, and the conversation had no edges, no awkward corners. Words slid into place like furniture returning to a house rebuilt. I told you things I don't tell new people, not secrets, coordinates. And you nodded like you already had the map. Your laughter fit my silence. My silence fit your breath. We didn't perform, we synchronized. Two clocks discovering they were set to the same hour. Long before meeting, there was a moment small and visible to everyone else when our hands brushed and my body did not spark. It settled like dust, finally touching ground. I realized then, love is not always a collision. Sometimes it is recognition. Two souls removing disguises and whispering, oh good, you're real. I walked beside you and the world shifted into alignment. Not brighter, truer, color stopped pretending. Air felt intention. Even gravity seemed kinder, as if it approved of this proximity. We did not promise destiny. We didn't need to. Destiny was already speaking. In the quiet certainty between us, a language older than doubt. I looked at you and saw no ending. Not because forever is guaranteed, but because this moment was complete, whole, sacred, without extension. And if time takes us in different directions, it will not erase this knowing that once,
In a crowded world, I found the face my soul recognized.
and for a while we walked together
Like memory remembering itself out loud. Out loud.
When even time lays down beside us and forgets its name, we are still here, breathing like the first story ever told. The night wraps around our shoulders, not to hide us, but to keep us warm, like it understands how fragile beauty can be. Your heartbeat touches my ribs through the thin distance between our bodies. And suddenly I am aware of being alive in a way that feels sacred. Not loud, not triumphant, just undeniable. I have chased meaning through crowded rooms, through promises that glittered, but never stayed. And here you are saying nothing, doing nothing except existing close to me. And it is enough to quiet every question. If there is a center to the universe, it is not a place. It is a feeling. This gravity that forms when you look at me without armor. When even time rests its head in our laps, we become older than fear. We remember language spoken before words, a language made of presence. I answer you with my breathing, you answer me with yours. And the dialogue is flawless. No translation, no misunderstanding. Just rhythm meeting rhythm. Outside, the world continues its endless rehearsal of urgency. But urgency cannot survive in this room, it dissolves at the door. We are left with the pure shape of being. Two outlines glowing softly against the dark. I touch your face as if confirming a miracle. Not because I doubt you, but because wonder needs repetition. I wanna memorize the temperature of your skin, the way your eyelids move like curtains, protecting dreams. So when distance inevitably speaks its cold language, I will still carry this warmth like a hidden sun, When even time stands up again and remembers its duties, when morning untangles itself from the horizon and calls our names, we will rise, but not empty, never empty. We will carry this night inside our voices, and every word we speak for the rest of our lives will echo with the knowledge
that we once lived
outside the clock
and found out.
and found each other there, singing.
When you walked ahead, the room did not empty, it expanded. Every corner folded an echo of your breathing. Like the air refused to forget you. They said, this is what happens. One stays, one goes, but no one warned me how gently. Absence arrives, not as explosion, as subtraction. A chair that keeps its shape without its warmth, the cup that remembers your hands, has to reach for you in the morning. My body is slower to love than time, yet believes in repetition. In return, some nights I speak out loud to the dark, and the dark answers by listening. I tell it how you would laugh at the way I burn toast, how you would correct my terrible singing, how you would say my name like it was safe inside your life. is not loud anymore. It is domestic. It walks beside me to the market, sits with me while I beg, sleeps on your side of the bed. But listen, this is but miracle. Love did not leave with you. It stayed a chain that dress from your body to mine. The rain
in one chest.
I feel you when sunlight touches my shoulder. The exact place you used to rest. I feel you when the wind moves the curtains gentle like your hands. That your voice, no, it could not take your place. I'm still being shaped by you. Every decision,
Please told your kindness.
every forgiveness speaks in your accent. When you want the head, you did not disappear. You wanted, you became the space. I walk through the quiet. I sit inside the invisible arm that stays me. People say I am alone. They are wrong. I am accompanied by memory, so that it has temperature. I close my eyes and we are cooking. A song that refuses its ending. One day I will walk ahead too. That is the secret no one fears, until it becomes personal. You took plays on a crackling record somewhere down the hall. A voice older than memory, singing through dust and sunlight. I opened the window and the air smells like oranges and old promises, the kind people made in the 60s, believing love could fix the world. Maybe they were right, because the light touches my skin like a slow dance, unhurried, forgiving, golden. I lean against the frame and let the music find me. Horns soft, drums lazy, a bass line walking barefoot through the room. Even the walls sway. Spring doesn't arrive, it glides, wearing perfume and a knowing smile. Trees snap their fingers in rhythm, petals fall like confetti for no reason except joy. I remember a hand in mine years ago. Another spring, another song. We were young enough to believe every chorus was written for us. I smile, not from longing, from gratitude. That moment still spins somewhere inside me, like vinyl that never stops. A couple passes under the window laughing, their voices rise and join the track. Perfectly, the city becomes harmony, traffic humming in key, footsteps keeping time. Even loneliness sounds beautiful in this season. It wears a softer suit and sits politely in the corner, while the melody fills the space. I close my eyes and let the record play. Every crackle a reminder, nothing perfect is alive. The beauty is in the texture, the wear, the warmth, the year. Spring spins and I spin with it, a slow orbit around memory and possibility. And when the song fades, the silence still glows, like a needle lifting reluctantly from a record that knows it will be played again, again. Spring smells like old love songs left playing in someone else's apartment, the kind with horns that sigh and a voice that doesn't rush the truth. I walk slower when the season arrives, like the sidewalk might remember me. Trees hum quietly, green coming back without apology. They never explain how they survive winter, they just bloom. I hear a record spin somewhere nearby. Ooh, dust dancing in the sunlight, like it knows this part of the song. Spring doesn't shout, it leans in,
whisper.
You made it again. A couple laughs on the corner, their joy loose, unrehearsed. It reminds me love used to sound like that before we learned how to be careful. I don't feel sad, I feel warm, like memory has been reheated, just enough to nourish. The air carries jasmine and old dreams, some of them still breathing. I let them, I don't ask what happened.
Spring never does.
It only asks, are you here? Now.
Spring never does.
And I am listening while the season plays me another song. I didn't know